Greenfield, land is our legacy. Our founders have nurtured these prized possessions for years. As stewards of these crown jewels, we develop these lands into communities that will remain relevant throughout the years. Simultaneously working with nature while employing the latest in technology. We provide spaces for leisure and opportunities for a thriving lifestyle. Venues where relationships grow and are nurtured. We build residential towers that are part of well thought out and planned communities. We build modern suburban cities with vast spaces for nature and an opportunity to live a fully connected and balanced lifestyle. We provide living spaces that flourish with life and heritage. From urban, connected yet nature-centric districts to suburban cities flourishing with greenery, our developments will remain relevant throughout the years. Let this be the legacy you bequeath to your children and your children's children. Let our land be your legacy. Greenfield, ours for generations.
There are 3 easy steps in creating a resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Jobs180.com's Marketing Me Live at Santa Isabel College of Manila. So today we will be joined by speakers from Jobs180.com, Factset, and Transcom. So before we start, may we invite everybody for a short prayer followed by the singing of the national anthem.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang mag-ibig, telos ang sinakalan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng mag-ibig, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit mo pagaw, ay hinatang tulakaw
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Clarissa and Antonio from the Office of Promotions, External Affairs and Linkages. I would like to welcome all the viewers over SICM and Jobs180.com Facebook page. Marketing Me Live is brought to us by Jobs180.com in collaboration with the Guidance Center of Santa Isabel College of Manila. So as partners in learning, I would like to introduce the course offerings by Santa Isabel College of Manila in the Higher Education Department. First on the list are AB Education Program and our flagship course, Conservatory of Music. For the AB Education, we offer elementary and secondary education, which has two majors. One is English and Values Education. For our flagship course, we offer three courses: Bachelor of Music in Music Education, Bachelor of Music in Music Composition, and Bachelor of Music in Music Performance, with specialization in liturgical and sacred music. And we also have voice, piano, guitar, and percussion. For the graduate studies, we have Master of Music in Music Education and Master in Music. The second set of courses offered by SICM is the Business Administration Program. For the Business Administration Program, we offer four. The newest one is Business Analytics, followed by Financial Management, Marketing Management, Human Resource Development Management. The other end is the Bachelor of Science in Accountancy. For both programs, we actually offer them in the morning and in the evening session as well. Those who want to work in the morning and study in the evening can avail of our evening program under the subsidized tuition scheme. The last set of higher education course offerings is the Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, and the other one is Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management. Please be informed that the BSHM is the same as Hotel and Restaurant Management. For AY 2022-2023, we will continuously going to waive our entrance examination in response to pandemic. We do not entertain bridging program, which means whatever track you're in right now, you can take any of the courses that I mentioned under the Higher Education Department. And for the admission link, you can check out our Facebook page for the head application. You can simply click that link and you will be directed to the Google form. Now, for those who are having inquiry regarding scholarship, yes, we do have our academic and non-academic scholarship. Listed on your screen are the full and half tuition, entrance discount, and the Dean's List or the St. Francis Regis Clay Scholarship. The other end is the non-academic, cash discount, alumni discount, and the Recruit a Student Incentive Package. The details of this one can be further discussed in our official communication lines. How to reach us? You can check out all the other details in our website. That's www.santaisabel.edu.ph. You can also send us a message in our Messenger Facebook account at SIC Manila 1632. We do have our videos in our YouTube account, so you can also check that one. And for other contact details, you may send us an email at admissions@santaisabel.edu.ph, or you may call us at 8525-9416-219, local 108. Thank you very much, future young Isabelans. Be one of us. Allow Santa Isabel College of Manila to continuously breed your dreams and build your character. This has been Clarissa and Antonio from the Office of Promotions, External Affairs and Linkages. Have a great day ahead and God bless everyone.
All right, so thank you so much, Ms. Clarice G. San Antonio, the Acting Director of Office of Promotions, External Affairs and Linkages of Santa Isabel College, Manila. All right, so again, welcome everyone. Good afternoon. Ready na ba kayo? I hope you all are. And by the way, my name is Joyce from Jobs180.com. I will be your today's host, and we are live via Jobs180 Facebook and Jobs180 YouTube page. So we hope that everybody is excited to learn new things today. All right, so to officially start today's session, may we invite Sister Delia T. Parma, DC VP for Student Development and Wellbeing, for the opening remarks.
Good afternoon. I imagine that at your age, most of you spend a good amount of time thinking about what school would you like to go or which college would you like to enroll to. That is for grade 12. And for those in college, maybe the question is, what will my future be after graduation? And to those who are already about to graduate, the question is, will I find a job? Will I land a job? In short, choosing a career for a job or applying for a job should require a reality check. It would be great if your talents match your passions, which may be included in your resume. How do you then find a career or a job that you love? My advice, quite simply, is to seek meaning in your life's work. Seek the meaning for yourself, for others, and most especially for the service of those who are poor. This is our tatak, our brand, our label as Vincentian Isabelans. In other words, pursue a career or a job that is meaningful. Not everyone, after all, is fortunate enough to be able to choose their own professional path. You are fortunate to be born with opportunity. You can make a difference. You have the luxury and the capacities to make a difference. As you move forward into the next stage of your life, try not to compare yourself to others. The path toward a meaningful life or career is highly personal, and the voice you listen to must always be your own. What is important is to be open always to new possibilities. And that's my wish and hope for you, and prayer for all of you young people out there. Keep that future vision of yourself in mind. Serve the poor and make a difference. Welcome to this afternoon's event, is sponsored by Santa Isabel College of Manila's Guidance Center. We have invited several speakers from jobs180.com to give you orientation online application, using resume link, answering interview questions, and motivation and productivity. Thank you for your presence and attention. Stay put, listen, learn, and enjoy. God bless us all.
Thank you so much, Sister Parma, for gracing the event. And as usual, for our audience today, please comment your name, your year, and your course. And if you have questions later on, please type them in so we can answer them after the talk. Again, please comment your name, your year, and your course. And if you have questions later on, please type them in so we can answer them after the talk. Okay? So don't forget to tag and share this to your friends too. So kung wala pa po sila rito, please tawagin nyo na kasi nakapanghinayang naman if mamimiss nila ang opportunity na ito. Okay, so if you guys are all ready, here is our schedule for today. So we have online applications using resume link, which will be discussed by jobs180.com. We also have answer interview questions by Factset and motivation and productivity by Transcom. So again, shout out to everyone who is here na. Again, please comment your name, your year, and your course. And as we go along, type in your questions so we can read it later. Sabi ko nga, huwag kayong mahihiyang magtanong. Okay, this is your chance to ask before you face the real adulting thing or the world of work. Okay, so sit back, relax, and let us all #learn together for today's session. So, kilalanin na po natin ang ating unang speaker. So for our first topic, which is online applications using resume link, we have the managing director from jobs180.com, who has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. As a trusted resource speaker, he has done over 1,000 plus career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. Again, the managing director from jobs180.com, Mr. Kim Chua. Sir Kim, take it away.
Everyone, allow me to share to you how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. A lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. No? Not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan na tinatawag nating resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms, are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong checklist. So go with me, no, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number 1, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next applicant na wala lang, na hindi mapapansin. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that you should only have one file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing in your checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-submit, mas mabilis makita ng HR, at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na or possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala itong gastos. The tool that I will show you today, wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, itong pinaka-importante sa lahat, this should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay, more than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung protectionan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito tinatawag na resume link. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link nyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at dun ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So, alam nyo na ano mga information yan. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Babawasan nyo naman at alam nyo naman ano dapat ilagay. Now, as you create your account, you have to use a valid email. Okay? Now, before we go to the email, paalala ko lang, sa mga nag-isip sa inyo, paano kung hindi ako si John Santos, ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So, if ever lang, meron kang kapangalan, okay, just so happen na may ibang John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong malungkot. Pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, baliktarin mo. Gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay, wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, huwag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over-creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create, example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito, patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, huwag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw yung makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So sayang lang. So you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register. Wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpletong detalye nyo. So how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-login. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo. Kayo lang may alam yan. At lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na kina-account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay, lagay nyo. Then, what else do you put in here? Importante po lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay nyo phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot, lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. Diba? Kasi takot kayo, baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often than you open your social media account. So I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis tayo makapag-PM. Private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on, off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Edi lagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or ano mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag-door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, okay, pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools. Yung mga nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay, so walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating pa sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gaano karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo. Just make sure lang alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. Diba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So, hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So, if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakaabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. Diba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So, you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-tourism at pang-HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography, into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat ng yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam ninyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa 2 lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam nyo na yung 2. Kung 2 lang talaga alam nyo, din 2 lang. Ano tong 2 to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Sabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have. Kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. Just copy all the information inside dito. No, ilagay mo sa loob ng resume link. Just transfer them here inside the resume link para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you now upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano ebidensya na graduate na kayo later on? Diploma, di ba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga, hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo, 'di ba? Certificate, diploma, 'yan, ebidensya 'yan, okay? Kung Transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong criminal record? NBI clearance, police clearance, diba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Anong ebidensya na pwede ka mag-drive ng sasakyan? Meron kang driver's license. Diba? So gets nyo na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay, ito ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo. I-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Ano gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas sa tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine na tinanong ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So, kung di mo type yung sagot, i-delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O, di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. Plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin kayo sa camera. Wear something, of course. Wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda yung sample yan. Okay? So, huwag kayo maglagay ng ganun kasi mga sample na profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using the resume link is your cover photo. Yes! A picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo i-express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-sulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Yung sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Diba? Halimbawa, o sabi ng iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But now, the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So depende yan how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, ito. Itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So, I'm showing you good examples. Hindi yan member ng Akit Bahay Gang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So, kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi magandang example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayong magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babay ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamala ko yung mga aplikante, pero nakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam. O, diba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Diba? So you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Kasi kung walang laman yan, ganyan itsura niyan. Blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this? It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So hindi yan papansinin ng mga HR for sure. Okay? Sayang lang oras nyo tsaka oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example. Kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang gano'n na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you'll be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So, sa mga personality nyo. Alam niyo na, anong dapat nyo gawin at hindi nyo dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si iExpert. Tignan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything from top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo na napapabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. Pati buhay din ng HR napapabilis because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo attention, gusto kanya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second. Di ba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawag para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? Diba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills or sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design, diba? That's yung ibig ko sabihin. Wag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pag nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pagprocess sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, Sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show in public. Halimbawa lang you do not want to show your birthday. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat na binigyan mo ng resume link, updated na rin sila, real time. As in real time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. Tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun. No? Wag naman ganun. So, make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo attention, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So, better make sure nandyan yung mga contact details na updated. Okay? So, yan. So, tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So, you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay, lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option, pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com, and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay, wag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company, and if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I've just said. If you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, ngayong araw, nagsubmit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng 3 years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon by 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position na in-applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik. Hindi mo na kailangan magbalik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year. Ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala nang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position and this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Wag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan, tsaka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to your information. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan eh. Ang kulit, saka nakapagod. Ano gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O di ba? Every time meron kang babaguhin, padala ka na padala doon sa HR. Nakakapagod yan, hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo. Update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1 column or 2 column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, di ba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long bond or short bond paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No? Maliliit lang, parang business card ang dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante na ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Diba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid. Secured pa. Tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long bond paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, alam na buong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, don't worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cell phone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, this day and age, technology na ang gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang. Huwag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the companies by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So, again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number 1, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secured na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko sinave yung file na yan, saan ko tinago, wala nang ganun. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1 column or 2 column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pan-data. Pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data eh. Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Di ba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi, o makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. O di ba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share it to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. Pwede mo i-share. Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yon. And you don't have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pa mag-compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo, especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool. Please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi yung mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pang mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes. Lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay. Of course, explain lang ako Okay. With respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, let me just use JobStreet as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use JobStreet resume if you're applying to companies who are also using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. With your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na, kung na-submit mo na ang JobStreet resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. With your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it. Enter, save it. Real-time update. Lahat ng bigyan mo ng resume link, updated real-time. Ayos? Okay, tuloy tayo sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin, lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Di balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang. Di wala nangyari. Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com, or email us, email me, here sa info@jobs180.com, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay? Again, my name is Kim Chua. Don't forget yung wa. Okay? Baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo. Na nagsasabing, be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
All right, so thank you so much, Sir Kim. So guys, if you have questions regarding resume link, okay, you may now ask questions, okay? Please put it in the comment section. You don't have to message me po sa aking account. Okay, basahin natin yan lahat, lagay natin yan sa comment section. Okay. So guys, the floor is now open for questions. So you may now ask questions. So while waiting for questions, Sir Kim, of course, Santa Isabel College Manila of Manila po is planning to have their virtual career fair. And of course, we would like to know po, syempre, yung benefits pa and gaano ka-convenient gamitin si Jobs 180 during their virtual career fair.
During the virtual career fair. Okay, sige. So, number one, when you have your resume link, when you create one, you'll be getting a lot of possible job matches na. So from the companies, based on the profile that you'll be setting up, you'll be getting notifications. So doon pa lang, lamang na eh, 'di ba? Lamang na siya sa iyo. Advantage siya sa part mo because you can decide who among those companies you'll be entertaining or be rejecting. That's one. Another thing that you can do, another benefit pala, I mean, when you have a resume link is that you'll be getting invitations. Not only for future webinars, kagaya ng ginagawa natin ngayon, itong mga ganitong klaseng webinars, but also for your upcoming job fairs. Diba? So kung may virtual job fair tayo later on or physical job fair, kung bumalik tayo sa old normal, kung tawagin, you'll be getting those notification and invitation through your email, of course, because you have a resume link. So, ganun pa rin, no? Decision nyo pa rin if you want to accept or you want to disregard those invitation. So, doon pa lang, lamang na. Now, pagdating sa virtual event, sa actual job fair natin or virtual career fair natin, whether it's face-to-face or virtual, ang isa sa practical application ng resume link is that you don't need to bring anything. 'Di ba? Kung yung mga inisip natin before, pag pupunta ka sa job fair, kailangan may bit-bit akong papel. No, kailangan kung 20 yung companies nandiyan, tapos gusto kong mag-apply sa 10 companies halimbawa, I have to bring 10 sets of resumes, which means it's very costly kasi kagastos ka ng printout, 'di ba? Depende pa kung how many pages yung isang set ng resumes mo, 'di ba? May iba 2, 3 pages pa. No, so dito ang maganda is you don't have to bring anything. As long as you have your resume link with you, what you need to do lang, you go to that to the booth. Wag virtual virtual, you go to the company's breakout room or kung face to face, punta ka lang doon sa actual booth, then you can already dictate or give your resume link. And in giving your resume link, you have a lot of ways. You can type it online, 'di ba? Kung online 'yon, syempre you type it online. You can send it via email. So you just have to type lang the resume link sa email na papadalhan mo. You can text it, you can SMS, or you can Viber message or Facebook message, or whatever messaging app you're using, pwede mo i-text diretso. Diba? I-send diretso yung resume link mo. And then kung ano naman siya, kung face-to-face, you can just simply write it down on the registration form. Diba? Kumbaga parang contact tracing eh. Diba? Imbis na marami kang sinusulat, this time, lagyan mo lang resume link mo. So the HR can ready open it on their end. Now, if you have your gadget naman with you, which I think most of the time, applicants right now, halos naka-gadget na, no? Though I'm not saying it's an excuse para magpabili kayo ng gadget. Pero sinasabi ko lang, kung meron na kayong gadget, then mas mabilis. You just have to show that resume link na lang to your prospective company kung face-to-face. Diba? Again, pag virtual, napaka-convenient. You just go to the link or to the link that is being scrolled on the screen. Yun yung school career portal nyo, schools.jobs180.com/SICM. Punta kayo dun sa link na yan. And then you can see a lot of companies there. You can submit your resume link na. You don't need to wait until the virtual job fair to happen for you to apply. And same thing din. Pag tapos na yung virtual job fair, baka sabihin nyo, ay tapos na, hindi na makapag-apply. Hindi. Pwede pa rin kayo mag-apply. O diba? Kahit tapos na yung event ninyo. Ayan. So, you see a lot of benefits. You start by creating your resume link. So, para mas ma-gets yung sinasabi ko.
Alright, thank you, Sir Kim. And mostly of our audience po today ay senior high school, and we have audience from Paranaque Science High School. So I'm not sure kung isa po ito sa feeder school ng SICM, pero shout out to Paranaque Science High School. So of course, Sir Kim, for those people who just came in, would like to emphasize lang po how they can join po companies who do not know jobs180.com.
Okay, in case lang you encountered company, so ready ka na, 'di ba? Sa part mo, meron ka ng resume link, 'di ba? Kumbaga sa ready ka na lumusob 'di ba? Pag lusob mo ngayon, sabi ng kumpanya sa iyo, "Ma'am, sir, ano 'yan?" 'Di ba? What's that resume link? Because I never heard of it or I don't even know what resume link is about. Now, ang kailangan mong gawin lang, like any other question, no? Hindi lang about resume link, no? If they ask you something like what's that app that you're using or what's that gadget that you're holding, you have to be polite with how you answer. No, wag mo sasabihin na parang, hindi mo to alam. No, makaluma naman kayo, di ba? Or Jurassic, di ba? Or hindi kayo in. Di ba? You don't answer that way. you have to be polite. Just tell them about this tool. Tell them that that is your resume, and they can find whatever they need to look for those information sa loob ng resume link ninyo. Kung sakali lang may kulang pa or may kailangan silang hingiin sa inyo as part of the requirements, then you can just simply add it there and they can check it real time. O, diba? It's about educating them. No, when I see gadget, sample lang, no, may hawak kayong, alam mo yung mga, di ba, minsan may gadget ngayon pagka nasa labas ka kasi pang air filter, pero portable. Di ba? So, nandito sa may bandang leeg nakasabit. Same thing as that, na pag tinanong ka ng isang tao, whether it's an HR or not an HR, tanungin ka niya, ma'am, sir, ano yung ano yung gadget na nakalawit diyan? Example, nakasabit sa ano mo, sa kwintas mo, 'di ba? You don't tell them na parang, ha, hindi mo to alam? O, 'di ba? O, you of course you answer politely, ma'am, ito po air filter. O, 'di ba? 'Yun, ganun lang. So same thing din with how you react, no, or how you answer pag tinanong kayo about the resume link. And I'm sure those companies naman, when they hear about the benefits or function of that resume link, matutuwa sila. At hindi na nila kailangan ulit-ulitin pa because once they learn about it, parang kayo, 'di ba? The moment nalaman niyo about the resume link, you see the advantages and benefits, I think okay na solved na, 'di ba? So, alam na nila ano gagawin nila. They'll be asking for your resume link na lang or you'll be giving it to them, of course, no? Kayo may control niyan. 'Yan po. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Sir Kim. And of course, when someone tries to, di ba po, create or join something, syempre gusto nila malaman yung best feature ng isang app or ng isang bagay. So for resume link, Sir Kim, yung best feature ni resume link.
Para sa akin, ang best feature nito is yung security feature. Para sa akin. Because ikaw as a user, meaning you as a job seeker or as an applicant, or just simply put it lang, as a user. No, user na lang. Ikaw as a user, regardless of your year level, senior high school ka, college ka na, or graduate ka na, you're working na, depende kung whatever year level ka na, whatever status na rin sa buhay mo, pag meron kang resume link, ang isang maganda dyan is you can control the privacy settings 100%. Okay? Real time pa. So, ikaw may control niyan. You just go to your privacy settings and you just choose the information that you want to show or hide in public. So para sa akin, sa mga na-miss out yung present ko kanina, you can catch us again by watching the replay dun sa YouTube or sa Facebook ni Jobs 180. And then you will see that I emphasize the security feature there. So para sa akin, yan ang isa sa pinaka because among all the other platform, kaya nga to tinawag na the most secured resume platform because of the security feature. No? So that's what I believe in. And aside from that, hindi siya searchable. Oh, 'di ba? Halimbawa lang, gagamitin ko Albert, no? Pag pumunta ako sa social media, tinype ko Albert. Oh, by the way, shout out lang ako kung may Albert, hindi ikaw 'yon. Okay, so sample lang. Kung pumunta ako sa social media, nag-type ako Albert, perhaps I'll get a few thousand or a few 100,000 Albert. Ang daming lalabas 'di ba? Tapos titignan ko na lang sino-sino yung mga Albert na 'yon, 'di ba? Pwede ko mahanap. Now, try going to Jobs 180. Subukan niyo pumunta. Punta kayo sa website ng jobs180.com ngayon. Makita mo may search bar. Pero yung search bar doon, ang pwede lang mahanap, company name, position title, tsaka location. So unless may Albert na position title, location, or company name, that's the only time may lalabas. Pero other than that, hindi searchable ang resume link. So the only time a company or anyone can see your information is if and when yung person na yun, alam niya yung eksaktong link nyo. Kanina pa manggagaling yun? Eh di syempre sa inyo, kasi kayo gumawa ng resume link nyo 'Di ba? Ayan. So I hope naintindihan nyo yung pagkaka-explain natin. Okay?
Diba? Ganun kaganda si resume link. Ako naman, Sir Kim, ang best feature naman sa akin yung real-time update ni resume link na you don't have to inform companies kapag nag-submit ka and kapag nag-update ka ng information mo, hindi mo na kailangan sabihin, nag-update po ako ng information kasi automatic, lahat ng sinubmitan mo ng resume links ay updated na yan, guys. Ganyan kaganda.
I totally agree kay Ma'am Joyce. Kasi sa practical scenario naman din, sa real life, pag nag-apply ka sa kumpanya, hindi naman isa lang naman, di ba? Hindi naman pag after mo mag-apply, aantay mo yung sagot. Tapos, whatever the answer is, tsaka ka mag-move sa next company para mag-apply. Ang tendency niyan, pag naghanap na kayo ng trabaho, halos sunod-sunod yan. You'll be shopping around, di ba? You'll be choosing for a lot of companies. Now, ingat lang mga nakikinig ngayon, no? Ingat lang, pag nag-apply po kayo, wala naman pong bawal kung kahit gaano karami pa gusto nyo applyan. Okay, pwede kahit gaano karami. Basta lang make sure that you research about the company and the position that you're applying to. Kasi mamaya, pagpunta mo sa interview, tanungin ka, what do you know about the company? hindi mo masagot kasi hindi mo nga alam about yung company, 'di ba? Trigger happy ka lang eh, submit ka lang ng submit, bahala na, 'di ba? Pagka ganun, sinasayang mo lang oras mo, tsaka oras ng HR, 'di ba? So, mabuti pa research ka muna, alamin mo muna, and then you apply. Okay? So, yan. Kaya tama yung sabi ni Ma'am Joyce, ang maganda rin nga doon sa isang feature din, 'di ba? Is that pag nag-update ka ng isang isahan lang, lahat na binigyan mo ng resume, like, sabay-sabay na update. Hindi mo na kailangan balikan pa, no, yung pinag-applyan mo before, diba? Kung 10 yan, babalikan mo yung 10 para sabihin na ito yung bago mong information or updated mong details. Okay, so you don't need to do that. All right?
Alright. So, Sir Kim, before you proceed backstage po, syempre shout out tayo sa ating openings. Baka may mga interested applicants po.
Tama. Oo, kasi ngayon, may mga nakikinig din, naghahanap ng mga OJTs or internship. Now, the good news is, for jobs180.com, since we are doing this work from home, so we have a virtual platform, itong program namin para sa OJT at internship is available. If you're interested to be part of our OJT team or yung mga OJT applicants namin, all you need to do is check out jobs180.com/jobs180. Sa website yon. Okay, submit mo resume link nyo. Now, if you want to email us, halimbawa lang, you want to email us your resume link, you just go simply to the email of info, that's info, no, info@jobs180.com, at doon mo i-submit ang ang resume link niyo. Okay? Now, for full-time positions, in case lang you have friends or you know anyone who would be interested as well, mag-apply sa aming IT position. Meron kami for web development at saka meron din kami pang customer support position. So if ever lang, again, just spread the word, let them apply to us sa jobs180.com/jobs180 or sa info@jobs180.com. Ayan. Okay?
Alright.
There.
Okay, so thank you so much, Sir Kim. Maraming salamat po for joining and discussing about resume link. Thank you so much,
kayo.
Sir Kim.
Ingat. Be safe. Bye-bye.
Alright. So, guys, again, if you're interested to know more about jobs180.com, you may visit our website. It's www.jobs180.com, or you may create your account at your own school portal. It's schools.jobs180.com/SICM. Again, that is schools.jobs180.com/SICM. Okay, so let's now proceed to our next speaker, who will talk about answering interview questions. So Miss Ruby, the talent acquisition specialist of Factset, is a seasoned recruiting professional with over a decade of experience in a full cycle recruitment, from sourcing, interviewing, account or candidate management, offers generation or presentation to onboarding. Again, the talent acquisition specialist from Factset, Miss Ruby and Del Rosario. Hi, Miss Ruby. Good afternoon po.
Hi, Miss Joyce. Good afternoon. Can you hear me and see me clearly?
Yes, loud and clear po.
Ayan. Thank you so much. Okay. Should I proceed
ma'am,
now?
Can we now test? Yes, ma'am. Can we now test your
Right.
screen share po?
Sure. Let me quickly share my screen.
So again, guys, if you have questions po regarding the topic, answering interview questions po later, please use the comment section. Please type in your questions so Miss Ruby can answer all your questions. Okay?
Yes. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Ma'am, it's up. So I'll leave you to it po. I'll back. Sorry. Balik po
That's
ako
okay.
after 30 minutes. Excuse me.
Sure. Thank you so much, Miss Joyce. Okay. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. To all the students of Saint Isabel College of Manila. Good afternoon. And today I would be sharing to you about tips on how to answer interview questions. Okay. But before that, I'd like to introduce myself. Again, I'm Ruby Andel Rosario from Factset Philippines. And just a quick introduction about our company. So who is Factset? Okay, so Factset helps investment professionals outperform. So we are a financial technology company. We create data and software solutions for investment professionals around the world. We also provide instant access to their financial data and analytics that investors use to make crucial investment decisions. So we are headquartered in Norwalk, Connecticut, in the United States of America, and we are on our 40 years of consecutive revenue growth with over 141,000 total users and 10,000 employees globally. So we are at about $1.56 billion in total ASV plus professional services. So our primary purpose is to drive the investment community to see more, think bigger, and do their best work. So part of our strategic goals include to expand the universe of knowledge that clients trust, to share intelligence how, where, and when clients want it, and of course to create new ways to uncover what's possible together. So that's the primary strategic goals of Factset offered to clients globally. Right. So Factset is also a global enterprise partner. So who do we partner with? We usually partner with investment managers, wealth managers, hedge funds, investment bankers, private equity, and we do a lot of research. So we partner with research companies. We do a lot of research for our clients. That's actually one of the primary services that we offer to our clients globally. All right. So for today, I am tasked to share some tips on how to answer interview questions. Of course, we are in our new normal world, which is in a virtual setup. But since nowadays we have been, trying to go back to the old normal that we used to have. So it's very important that we know how to answer interview questions properly, correctly, and professionally. So I have 5 tips for everyone to share and at least to inspire everyone, to motivate everyone to do their best whenever they attend any interview. So of course, number one tip to answering interview questions is be professional and personable. So, Sir Kim mentioned earlier that when you attend an interview, you have to really be prepared and be professional. So, when I say professional, you should learn your homework. Just make sure that prior to the interview, you have researched about the company very well, and at least you have read about the positions, the job, the duties, responsibilities that are expected from you if ever you get selected for that position. So you have to be very professional when you present yourself, whether if it's a virtual interview or a face-to-face interview. You have to be prepared and you have to have that knowledge on how you would answer the questions of your HR or of the recruiter. And of course, you have to be personable. So most often than that, for first time students or first time job seekers, we are very nervous when we attend any interview, and that's okay. That's totally normal. But being personable is also a good thing. You can create that comfortable vibe with your interviewer or with your recruiter or HR, so that you can build that rapport, and you can discuss like short talk and in the beginning of the interview. So you have to relate yourself to the person that you are talking to. Okay, so that's my number one tip. And then number two is you have to monitor your body language. It's very, very important that you are comfortable with yourself, with how you present yourself to your interviewer, whether again, if it's a virtual or a face-to-face interview. So monitoring your body language can help you be at ease, and you can move yourself freely according to your comfortability. So whenever you try to answer questions, you can make sure that you keep your eye-to-eye contact with the person that you are talking to. You could also do some simple gestures like hand gestures to at least express what do you want to say to your interviewer. It's very important. If you are attending a virtual interview, you have to remember that your space is limited to the screen. So you cannot do, grand gestures just to be able to express yourself, but you can just do small gesture to be able to show how you want to your message to be clearly understood by your interviewer. So it's very important to monitor your body language. Okay. Number three is to be yourself and be truthful. So, of course, in an interview, you can expect that the interviewer would ask you a lot of questions. So, most of the time, of course, always we review the resumes of our applicants before the interview session. So, at least we would know what questions to ask, and what are the competencies or the skills that we are looking for in a candidate. We match it to the opening that or to the role that he or she is applying for. And so it's a two-way street. So it's not just you who would be researching or studying about the company that you are applying for, but also in our end as recruiter or as HR, we also kind of study your profile first before the actual interview or before the appointment. It's very important that you have to be truthful and you have to be yourself. Number one, when you do your resume, you have to make sure that all details there are true and accurate. We don't want someone who are, just making up stories or lying about the credentials and, just trying to fake some achievements and all. So we want a true or a real candidate for our company. It's very important that whenever you are asked a question about your personal details, about your experiences, about your education, you have to be true. So you just need to provide accurate information, because at the end of the day, when you get selected for the position, we also do a background investigation. So we have that due diligence, that we create a background investigation for our candidates, of course, to prove and to assure that all details are correct and accurately provided. So whenever you're asked questions, whether if it's an easy question or a difficult one, you have to be truthful. So just a quick tip, whenever you're asked a question, for example, if you're nervous, and it's very normal. Once the interviewer or the recruiter asks you the question and you think you did not understand it correctly, so you can just take a quick pause, like a 5-second pause, just to be able to, process the thoughts in your mind. And if in case that you really did not understand what the HR or the recruiter asked you, you can just politely ask them or ask the HR to repeat the question for you. At least you can give yourself a time to, process the thinking that you have and the possible experiences or the inputs that you want to provide to your HR. So that's okay. You can take a quick pause. It doesn't have to be long. It can be just a 5-second or 10-second pause. And then if you do not understand the question, just politely ask. Can you please repeat that question for me, ma'am, sir? Or can you please, rephrase that question because I personally do not understand it. So that's okay. You just need to do it politely. Okay. And then next is do not hesitate to ask questions. Of course, this is very, very important that you communicate clearly to to the HR or to the recruiter that you are talking to. So answering questions is a vital part of attending an interview or of understanding the questions, understanding what the HR or the recruiter is trying to tell you or is trying to share with you about the position. This is very important because when you ask your questions, it gives us the impression that you are really interested for the position, that you want to know more about the position, and that you are really eyeing or go or trying to hit the goal and get this position, or you try to enter this dream company or employer that you have. So asking question is very helpful for both of you, the HR and as you as an applicant. So if you want to know more about the position, about the role, about the company, you could freely ask the benefits or the nature of job, the nature of the team that you are about uh, to join if ever you get to be selected for the position. And of course, as a whole, the company nature. So just do not hesitate. Treat your HR and your recruiter as somewhat your friend, your number one friend in the company, because the recruiter can be your gateway to enter your dream company or to get your dream role. So do not hesitate to ask questions. That is part of the interview session. Then actually, for the last tip that I have for you for today is to be confident and have fun. So again, the first time that for first timers, applicant seekers, it's very important that despite the nervousness, despite the excitement that you have to be confident, because by being confident, the HR or the recruiter gets that vibe that you can be the best fit for the position. Remember that the HR, for one position, for example, if we have one opening, we do not just interview one candidate for it. So most of the time, we interview at least like 5 to 10 candidates for the position. Depends on the level of the position. If it's like a fresher or like a rank and file level of position. Of course, we limit ourselves also to interviewing a lot of applicants in just one position. But if it's a higher position, like a managerial role or a team lead position or anything like an expert position, we also invest our time to keep on interviewing people to be able to find that perfect fit for the role, because we do not just want anyone to enter the company, and not to just try to screen them properly. So aside in just one position, we interview a lot of applicants. Depends on the level of the job. And number one that you have to remember as an applicant is to be confident and to have fun during the interview. The interview is not there to interrogate you. It is
All right, so I think nagkaroon ng technical problem or internet connection problem si Miss Ruby. So let's just wait. Okay, so guys, if you have questions regarding answering interview questions, please comment your questions. Use the comment section, and we will try to answer all your questions. Okay. So again, you may submit your resume link if you're interested to apply at Factset. You may submit your resume link at www.chops180.com/factsetcareers. Again, that's www.jobs180.com/factset careers. Okay, so if you have questions, please type in your questions. We will try to answer all your questions, guys. Okay, huwag kayong mahiyang magtanong. Okay. So guys, so again, shout out to our students watching from Parañaque Science High School. Hello, hello po. And watching also Miss Crena and Miss Clarissa San Antonio from Santa Isabel College of Manila. Good afternoon, Miss SA and Miss Crena. Ayan. Okay. So wait lang tayo guys. Let's wait for Miss Ruby. Okay, so again, as I've mentioned, you may now ask questions. So if you have questions regarding the topic or kung may question pa kayo regarding resume link, we will try to answer all your questions. Okay, nandyan na si Sir Kim sa backstage. Ayan, pwede natin siyang i-ask about your questions regarding resume link. Okay. So again, you may visit your school portal. It's www.schoolsofjobs180.com/SICM. That's schoolsofjobs180.com/SICM. Good afternoon, Miss Krena. Okay. Nagkaroon lang po ng technical problem si Miss Ruby. Ayan. Okay.
There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Okay, so I think medyo matatagalan bumalik si Miss Ruby. So guys, don't worry, your questions will be answered later by our next speaker. So to proceed with our next topic for today, um, motivation and productivity, we have the sourcing manager from Transcom. So Mr. Mark Anthony Danila, a nursing graduate of Philomer Christian University and a registered nurse. He has been working in the BPO industry for 15 years, 8 years of those in recruitment, mainly in sourcing. He has experience working as a CSR, TSR, and team lead, then switched to recruitment for a supervisor role and currently the manager of Transcom. Again, the sourcing manager from Transcom, Mr. Mark Anthony Danila. Hi, Sir Mark. Ayan. You're on mute, sir. Ayan. So, sorry,
Sorry.
sir. Medyo,
Yeah.
medyo
Hi
na
guys.
paaga
Good
ka ngayon,
afternoon.
sir. Medyo
Yes.
na paaga ka ng pasok, sir. So, don't worry, sir. May mga questions na naghihintay for you. Okay. So, sir,
Mhm.
your screen is up po. So, I'll leave you to it, sir. Good luck.
Okay. Thank you again for the introduction. So, good afternoon again to everybody, especially to the SICM community. So, my discussion for today is about motivation and productivity. So, first, what is motivation? So, it is the process that initiates, guides, and maintains goal oriented behaviors. So, it is what causes us to act. It is the why we do this or why we do that. For example, why do we drink water? Because we're thirsty. That's biological. Why do we take care of our parents? Because we love them. Or why do we buy expensive clothes or gadgets so that we can be popular among our peers? That's social. So again, that is motivation. Now, there are different theories of motivation, although they have different meanings, but they're almost similar. So one is first is instinct theory. So with instinct theory, we are motivated because to do something or to act on a or to act because of our instincts. For example, babies, rooting reflex. If you're gonna place your finger on the cheek of a baby, the baby will instinctively um, turn their head and find your finger so that they can suck on it. So nobody taught the baby to do that, but it's instinct for them to survive. Same with birds. After every before winter, they will migrate to another location. So it's basically based on instincts. So second, drive theory. So in drive theory, it's more on maintaining balance. So just like what I've mentioned earlier sa biological needs natin, let's say if we are thirsty, we will drink water to maintain that balance within us or to lessen that tension. So that's drive theory. Arousal theory. When you say arousal, it's that feeling of high or low. Okay, so let's say if you feel down, you're motivated to go out with your friends so that you'll be more happy. If you're so busy for the past few days, then you would like to meditate, to just sit back and relax, watch TV. So that's arousal theory. Humanistic theory. This theory naman is famously illustrated by Abraham Maslow. So, di ba, I think this is being taught also in school, yung Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs. So, with humanistic theory, first, we are motivated to meet our physiological needs, food, water, shelter. And then, second, once we meet that need, we are motivated to the next need, which is safety and security. And then after that, once we meet that need, doon naman tayo sa another level, which is love and belongingness. So that's humanistic theory. For incentive theory naman, we are driven based on the rewards. So it could be our dream house, a dream car, more money, right? But the money again is just a means. It's just a mean to for kung ano talaga yung motivation natin, like the dream vacation, something like that. So that's incentive theory. Expectancy theory naman is when we think about the future, right? We visualize our future. So there's like future one or future two. If we want future two, then of course we will be motivated to do something about that so that we can arrive to that goal or destination. and that's expectancy theory. Now, what are the types of motivation? So first is extrinsic motivation. So when you say extrinsic, external. So we are motivated coming from the outside. So external factors siya. If it's intrinsic motivation, the drive comes from within. Okay? Now, why is it important that we need to understand motivation? So here are the list, some of the list that why is it important that we need to understand ourselves on what drives us. So first is it will help us improve our efficiency when we work toward the goals. If we understand what drives us, then of course we can set our focus to it. So it helps us take action. It would encourage us and let us engage in health-oriented behaviors. So of course, if we understand ourselves, no, so why do I do this? Oh, I do this because ganito pala ako. This is what I want. But the means on why I do this to achieve that goal is not healthy for me or for my or for the people surrounding me. So I need to change this to achieve that same goal pa din, but I just need to change the measure. Okay, and of course, yes, same, help people avoid unhealthy or maladaptive behaviors, and it will help us feel more to have more control of our lives if we understand our motivation. And with all of this, it will improve our overall well-being and happiness. Now, what are the major components of motivation? So we have activation, persistence, and intensity. So what is activation? So let's say I want to I want to study let's say multimedia. Okay, so I will enroll for a online class for multimedia. That's activation. So I initiated my motivation to learn multimedia by enrolling to an online class. No, so that's activation. But for persistence and intensity, this is how we measure your motivation. Persistence. So aside from enrolling in multimedia, and after the class, I'm still gonna search online for additional lessons, or I'm gonna look in YouTube. I'm gonna call other experts in multimedia to get advices and recommendations. That's persistence. Intensity, like how many times in a day will I study multimedia? So yun naman yung intensity. So these are the three major components of motivation. Now let's go to productivity. So productivity naman is a measure of economic performance that compares the amount of goods and services produced with the amount of inputs used to produce those goods and services. So productivity could be either yung end result niya could either be goods or services. All right. So how is motivation and productivity related? So the higher the motivation level, the higher the productivity. If all of the employees are motivated to achieve a certain goal, then it will be much faster and they'll be more productive. Okay. Now, what is employee motivation? So these refer to the factors that drives employees to put their best effort into their work. Okay, so motivated people are industrious, creative, and dependable. Okay, in what they're doing. Now, what are the two types of employee motivation? So just like what I've discussed earlier, there are two types of motivation, right? Which is extrinsic and intrinsic. Same with employee motivation. We also have extrinsic and intrinsic. Now, here on the next slide, so what are the extrinsic employee motivation tips? So of course, external factors offer rewards. It could be food or monetary. Okay, so these extrinsic rewards or motivation can, if we go back to Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs, this would fill our basic need, which is physiological. Okay, so you provide monetary rewards, or like let's say increase the health package of their insurance, so it would meet the physiological need of your employees. Okay. Next is intrinsic employee motivation. So these are internal factors naman. So if we go back to Abraham Maslow, after physiological needs is safety and security. So as an employer, you need to provide a safe and pleasant work environment. Okay? Now, after ng safety and security, sabi ni Abraham Maslow, next would be love and belongingness. So for every great deed or a job well done by the employee, we need to provide praise and recognition. Okay, so even no, if you're not a manager or an employer, if you're pag yung coworker nyo in the future, if they do something good, then you give where the credit is due. You provide them praise and recognition, and it would mean a lot to that person. Okay, it would make him feel loved, and he or she would feel that he or she belongs to the group, and allow job autonomy. So yun naman, it's the self-esteem na level and yung sa self-actualization na need natin according to Abraham Maslow. And then of course, employee training and development. So as an employer, you need to provide continuous training and develop your employees so that they will be more equipped to do their job. So hopefully most of you will be leaders and managers in the future. So you need to understand this what drives your team or your subordinates for them to be successful in their field. Okay. The next slide. So that will be it for motivation and productivity. And about our company Transcom. So we're a customer service experts, and we have 29,000 employees globally. Um, Diversity is our company is diverse, no? As we have 33 languages spoken. We have 200 plus clients as we speak. We have 4 sites in the Philippines. We have 2 in Manila, both in Pasig. We have 1 in Bacolod, another 1 in Iloilo, and our 5th site will be opening soon in Davao. Okay, so for our we value making life simpler by creating smarter people experiences. So that's our values here in Transcom, and we also take importance in the development of our human resource. We value equality and diversity, and we want to play a significant role within our community. So right now, we're looking for customer service representative and technical support representative in our Pasig sites. These are work from home positions, but training needs to be on site. So after your training, then that's the time you'll be given the opportunity to work from home. And here in Transcom, we take pride of our Malasaki culture as we have these benefits for our employees. So for our recruitment process, it's right now it's done virtually. So if you're gonna go to our page in www.jobs180.com/transcom and you apply to our openings, then our first would be HR interview. Our recruitment team will call you for the HR interview, which will be done over the phone. And once you pass your phone interview, you'll be given an online assessment, which you can accomplish around 30 minutes. Okay. So once you pass your online assessment, then our ops team will conduct your final interview, which is also over the phone. And after your final interview, then that would be your onboarding job offer, which is also done virtually. Okay, so that's would be for our recruitment process. So basically, that's it for my topic for today, and hopefully you learned something from it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Mark. feedback sa akin. And thank you so much, Sir Mark. Can you hear me, Sir Mark?
Yes. Yes, Joyce.
Ayan. So we also have Miss Ruby here on stage po. So to answer this,
Hello.
hi ma'am.
Sorry, I lost my internet connection earlier. I was just trying to connect through a mobile data now. So I hope you can hear and see me clearly.
Yes ma'am, yes ma'am.
Yes, we can.
Go
Yeah.
ahead ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
It happens po kapag naka-live talaga. Ayan.
Yeah.
So Sir Mark, ano po, we'll try Miss Ruby muna to answer yung mga previous questions here. So let me just check po. Okay, so one moment. Ayan, so ma'am, yung mga questions natin earlier for Miss Ruby or maybe Sir Mark din po, may add po, answers po, no? So first po is, question na paano po kung mas matagal na sa 5 seconds yung pause sa pag-sagot?
Okay. I think this was yung kanina na share ko na you can take a pause probably 5 seconds. Usually, I use kasi yung 5 seconds kasi parang yun yung enough time for our brain to process yung thought na sinabi sa atin. Pero you can you can pause naman for longer. Wag lang sanang sobrang matagal kasi it would give us an impression that you don't know what to say or you don't know how to answer the question. Again, if you did not understand the question the first time, you can politely ask the interviewer to repeat the question for you. That's okay. Do not be afraid or don't be scared to ask your recruiter politely if he or she can repeat the question. So, yun. Pwede naman yun. Papaulit nila yung question if you do not really understand it. Kasi minsan, di ba, if we are nervous, we tend to, just do not understand talaga kung ano yung mga sinasabi sa atin ng kausap natin. So, that's fine.
Thank you, Ms. Ruby. Looks like po,
Sure.
Sir Mark, I agree with you. So, sir, baka may additional, po kayo? Tips?
I think is that for the first question? I think Miss Ruby got it covered now, so that's fine to have a pause for 5 seconds. And sometimes, no, if the answer you still don't have the answer yet, then you can say like, oh, that question is hard, and then you think again like for another
Yeah.
5 seconds. So,
How about sir and Miss Ruby, hindi ko talaga maisip yung answer for that question sa time na yun. Can I circle back sa question na yan?
Well, depends kasi. If you think you do not have an answer talaga to that question, like for example, if you're asked for a certain experience na hindi mo pa naman talaga na experience in your job or in your OJT and all, just be honest that okay, ma'am, sir, I have not experienced it yet, but I look forward to it if ever I get to experience or to be in that situation. But for now, honestly, I don't have anything to share with you with regard to that experience. So it pays to be honest all the time in your interviewer. Kasi syempre, we also can discern, actually, we can discern as your interviewer if you're just making up stories, if you're just lying, rather than just being true and being, just honest with your interviewer. So we would appreciate that actually.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Ruby. Next question po would be, when an interviewer asks for the expected salary, what is your recommended answer to it?
Okay. Well, for a fresh graduate, of course, wala talaga pa silang mga idea in terms of the salary and all. But usually kasi ako in my case as a recruiter, in the initial interview, we do not directly tell the applicant agad kung magkano talaga yung ino-offer. Kasi meron din mga parang considerations that we also think about when we do the offer dun sa later process na. So what we do is normally we recommend yung range. If you, for example, if the candidate do not know what to ask or to expect for a salary, I would just tell him or her to give a range. For example, if you can give me a range of your expected salary, like for example, if you're a fresher, if you can expect from 15 to 20,000. If you do not have the exact rate, you can give a range to your interviewer. At least we have that idea of your expected salary. So there.
Thank you, Miss
Maybe
Ruby.
Sir Mark can also share.
How about Sir Mark po? Maybe Sir Mark can share po.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with Miss Ruby. But just to add, no, I think what I can recommend to the fresh graduates is before you apply for a position or a role that you would want to do a market intel. So research. No, so let's say you're applying for a customer
Mm-hmm.
service role. So check all of the customer service role and check. Well, there are some posts that would show or would indicate the salary. So check the highest and the lowest so that you would understand the range that this industry that you're applying for offers to entry level positions. Now, once you have that range, try to check how which salary would you feel can can meet your needs. So try to check your transpo, your let's say your rent, something like that. So I think that's what you guys need to do as a fresh graduates.
All right. Thank you, sir. Follow-up question lang, sir. How about po, if you're a fresh grad and syempre walang experience, no po, first job application, is it fine po ba to ask about salary on the first interview level?
Yes, of course. For me, I don't find anything wrong asking with that because in the first place, we are applying for a job to earn a living, right? So we would know how
Mm,
much we'll be paid for the role. So it's okay to ask for that. But the thing is how you ask the question. Okay, so
mm.
that's the important thing. But definitely, it's okay with us to for an applicant to ask how much they will be getting.
All right. Thank you po. Next question is from ayan, Miss Kim Tena. So what qualities do you usually look for in an applicant? Miss Ruby?
Okay, what qualities do we usually look for? Again, just what I shared earlier. So,
Mm-mm.
we try to match the profile of the candidates to the job opening that we have. So, again, it's very important as an applicant to also read through the job description or what are the job requirements for that kind of opening because you do not just apply sa kahit saan lang na role that you would want, 'di ba? Syempre, kailangan i-match mo rin kung ano yung experience mo, kung ano yung you think the skills that you have versus dun sa hinahanap nung position. So, for qualities, it depends on the role that we are looking for. If we are looking, for example, we are looking for someone for a CSR or for a customer service representative, of course, we would want someone who can communicate clearly, who can comprehend clearly because it revolves around communication. So another part, if we are looking for a research analyst position, we want someone who are keen to details or who
Mm-hmm.
are very organized in terms of managing data or doing research and very keen to detail. So we match it depending on the skills and competencies that we would want to hire for that particular position.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. How about Sir
Mm-hmm.
Marco?
Well, yeah, Mr. B is on point again with that. So, so I think we can categorize that into three. So, first is soft skills. I think for any industry, an employer wants the applicant to have a good communication skills, right? So, not just about speaking, but on how they listen.
Mm-hmm.
Second, behavioral skills or behavior. So, are they willing to adapt with the company policy? Are they willing to render overtime? So it's more of their fit with the work environment, with the culture and the salary, of course. And I think last would be the technical skills. So let's say if you're applying for a data admin job, then of course you need to be good with Excel or other encoding softwares.
All right. Thank you, Sir Mark. So, another question from audience, Miss Frances Danton. So, what are the motivations you practice to motivate your employees? Let's ask first, Sir Mark.
Okay, so well, as what I've mentioned earlier, no, me as a manager, what's important is first for me to know what drives that employee. So I need to get to know first kung ano yung nagde-drive. So you have to know the person, your subordinates, no, or your yung those who are reporting under you. You need to know them personally, so that you would know what drives them. If you want to offer them extrinsic
Mm-hmm.
motivation or intrinsic. Okay? But of course, it's very common. No? First is talaga yung extrinsic, which is external. And then of course, you can do it on a daily basis lang naman. Kahit yung just, giving recognition, always like saying that you're doing a great job, that means a lot to the person. Okay, so once a person is feels significant as a significant member of the team, then definitely that person becomes productive. Okay, and motivated to be successful as well.
All right. Thank you, Sir Mark. How about Miss Ruby po? Maybe you can share po
Yeah.
thoughts about it.
Yeah, I actually agree with Sir Mark. One way to motivate your employee is to know them personally. Kung alam mo yung kung purpose nila on working hard, what's their end goal, and who they do it for. So minsan or madalas ang sinasabi dyan, lalo pag mga breadwinner, I do it for my family, I want to help my family and all. So you have to learn about that. So, kasi being a manager, like for Sir Mark, you have to relate yourself to your people. Eh. You do not just, give commands, you not just demand them to do the work, but you also have to know them personally on a not really naman yung super personal level, because you do not want to invade their privacy, but on a certain level that you can relate yourself to them. So in that way, by knowing them, you can motivate them. For example, yun nga, if they are into appreciation or validation, just a simple recognition na good job, you did a great job today, keep going. Yan. So it really motivates people or inspires people. And also one way to motivate them is to be a good example as well. So if you want to take that lead, if you want to lead them into something that would give them the growth, you have to be a good example. So you have to set the good example to them to motivate them better in doing their job. So that's it for me.
Alright. Thank you so much, Mr. B. Balik ako kay Sir Mark po. So, gusto ko follow-up question. So, you discussed earlier po about the intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. No? So, for companies po or sa workplace, should it be po na mas mataas lagi yung extrinsic motivation po ba ng aplikante or ng employee to be more productive? Kasi parang ako I believe na parang dapat intrinsic muna mas mataas. Kasi parang it comes from within po, di ba, yung motivation. So, dapat po ba? Hindi ko alam, sir, So, I'm not sure if my question made sense. Pero sa workplace po ba, dapat mas mataas lagi yung extrinsic motivation ng isang employee to be more
Well,
productive?
in my yeah. So in my experience, or in my experience, I think it should be both. But again,
Mhm.
first, again, if we base it on Abraham Maslow, so
Mhm.
kailangan pa rin yung physiological needs muna ng
Mhm.
employees. That's right. So how would they feel loved and secured if gutom sila? So you have to
Mhm.
meet those needs first. So yun, level by level siya. So it should be both. Hindi pwedeng isa lang. Okay,
Mhm.
so for the employees to be really motivated, so then you have to offer both motivation to them. But again, for me, what should come first is the extrinsic kasi yun yung physiological needs eh. And then after that, once they are comfortable or once they meet that needs, that need pala, then of course, then yun na, step by step. Safety and security, then of course, love and belongingness, self-esteem, and then last, of course, would be self-actualization.
Mhm. All right, thank you, sir. And of course, talking about hierarchy, Maslow's hierarchy of needs po, ang pinaka-highest level po is the self-actualization. Tama po
Yes.
ba?
Right.
Kung tatandaan ko pa nung college, so parang according to my professor, parang um, not everyone can reach po self-actualization. It's achievable po, pero it has no end game kasi parang it is a work in progress po, no? So, tama, sir, 'no, kasi kapag walang motivation nga naman. So, thank you, sir. Next question. Ito, sir. So, I think for Miss Ruby, Miss Ruby, how to answer if the company information is vague on the website based on research?
Sorry if the information is vague based on
Yes po,
research.
yes po.
Sorry,
How
based on
to
a
answer po?
website.
Yes, ma'am, yes.
Well, depends on your question regarding the company. So if you think that the information in the website is vague, attending the interview is your opportunity to answer specific or to ask specific questions from the company. So, for example, if you are looking for a company with a very good benefit, you have to make sure that you ask your interviewer about the benefits. So, also the culture and then the environment of the team. For example, you already have an experience and it's not a good experience. For example, within your team, you had issues with your manager being so bossy or being a negative traits that you see to your manager. And then, of course, you would want yung next employer mo maging better than that. So you can ask, what's the nature of this team, of this management? Usually, ano po yung culture sa team nila? Sila ba yung medyo puro introvert po ba sila? Puro extrovert po ba sila? Well, the HR cannot answer specifically kasi syempre hindi naman namin sila ka-team. But we can give at least an overview of how we see the team. For example, okay, we normally see this team, do a lunch out or there are recognition or rewarding system in their team. So in a way, we could share to the applicants that this is something that you can look forward to, that can be exciting when you join this team. Of course, we do not want to sugarcoat din naman talaga things, but we can share what we can only share with our applicants. So just remember to ask questions. If it's vague for you, the information, ask specific questions during the interview. Take that opportunity.
All right, thank you, ma'am. How about Sir
You're
Marco?
welcome.
To add po.
Um, well, as what the as what you have mentioned, no, if they find the information from a certain website vague, then they can find other sources, right? So they can check social media, check for reviews. So don't expand your reach in terms of getting information. And I definitely agree with Miss Ruby that going to the interview and applying for the position, that's the best way to ask questions, if you find the information on that website, if it's paid for you.
All right. Thank you, Sir Mark. Miss Ruby, another question po is, can you cite an example of the most memorable interview experience? What was the question and what was the answer?
Pang Miss Universe question yan, ah. Oo nga, no? What was the memorable? Well, with my 11 years of experience, siguro my most memorable interview was my very first interview. Yung interview ko with the agency, which I was outsourced from nung first employer ko. So I was so nervous that time. I do not have any experience in attending interviews, and all I have is just my resume. I keep on reviewing my credentials as a job seeker. Um, but I enjoyed it because I took that opportunity to learn about the company more and to learn about the position more. So that's the tip kasi that I always share with the job seekers na um wag niyong tignan yung interview as parang interrogation or something na parang i-interrogate kayo ng interviewer. It's your avenue, it's your opportunity to express yourself, to sell your credentials, yes, to offer your credentials, to offer or to tell the recruiter what you can offer to the table and how can you be an asset of the company. Yun pala yung question siguro na most memorable for me. How can you be an asset to the company? So siguro I if I remember it correctly, say that was long time ago. Siguro I answered lang na parang maybe I do not have yet the skill that you are looking for this role. But what I know is I would want to give my best in all the things that I do, and I make sure that I would follow all the policies, and I would do good in my job every day, and I would learn as much as I can to be able to be an asset in your company. So I think that was a good answer because I got selected, but yeah, I can still remember that. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
that
Mr.
wonderful
B.
question.
Thank you, Mr. B. Guys, ibang asset po yung tinutukoy ni Mr. B. Kasi
Yeah, yeah.
recently today, yung term pong asset sobrang used na word. So,
Actually, yeah. Mm-hmm.
iba guys. Okay. So for Sir Mark po,
As an applicant, of course, the first interview will always be memorable. I think it would apply to everybody. No, you won't forget that first interview. I remember the one thing that I remember during that interview that I was so nervous that my lips are doing some extra movements which I can control while talking, right? And I failed that one. I failed the next one, until the fifth one, until I got my first job. Okay, but what I can assure you is that after your first, for every after interview, you'll get better. Okay, so yun yung that's what I can guarantee. As a recruiter naman, um, it's a bit of a mistake on my part. I decided to interview to do a group interview because I think I'm in a rush, but I wasn't aware that the three guys or the three men that I did the group interview are all friends. So being men or boys being boys. So just imagine
mm,
if you're with a friend and if you ask him a question and he did something wrong. Of course, they're holding back their laughter. So that's when I understood, and I'm also holding my laughter, during the interview. So I think that's one suggestion if you're gonna apply for a interview, to don't go with your friend, and or if you're going with a friend and then someone will ask to do the interview for the both of you, then decline it respectfully. Okay, so yeah, so that's those were my memorable experiences as a
I'm
as
curious,
an applicant, as a recruiter. Yeah.
I'm curious, Sir Mark, na if they made it. Did they pass po ba the interview?
I think they didn't.
At least po they passed the interview. Okay pa. One last question po. For Sir Mark, where can you find motivation when you are surrounded by people who are always putting you down or negative people around you?
Well, for every person, there's different ways for us. There's different ways for us on how we confront a certain situation. For me, if it's right now, no, if with my experience, if I find myself in that situation in which I'm being surrounded by negative people, first what I would do is I would empathize. I would try to understand why they're doing that. So if you understand that person, then at least it would become more easier for you, to understand why they're doing that. But then of course you'll try to do um, some things on how to change the situation. Okay, but if you exert or if you exhaust all of your effort to make things better for yourself and for that person or for that group of people, then it's either you decide to remove yourself from that group. Okay, so again, it would really depend on the type of person you are. So but for me, That's how I would, do it. Because at the end of the day, if you know by yourself that tipong you exhausted everything now, then it wouldn't matter, right? It wouldn't matter what those person or those people would think, or would act towards you.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Mark. How about Miss ano po, Ruby?
Yes, girl, how can you be motivated if you're not really, friends with the people around you? I agree with Sir Mark. It's all about adjustment. Again, no man is an island. So when you are put into a group, you have to learn how to belong. You do not need to, parang hindi mo naman kailangan gustuhin lahat ng gusto nila or gawin lahat ng gusto nilang gawin. But try, at least, try to understand bakit masaya sila sa ginagawa nila, bakit ganito sila, bakit ganito yung ugali nila or what. So you try to put yourself into their shoes. And at the end of the day, if you see yourself na it's not you, you're just for the sake of being belong, you fake yourself. You just need to discern how to be the bigger person. So number one, you have to adjust. You try to adjust, try to understand where they're coming from, try to at least relate yourself to them. If you think naman, let's say for example, if after every shift, mahilig silang mag-stroll sa mall or maglakad-lakad sa mall, why don't you join them for once, 'di ba? Maybe it would also help you, 'di ba? Maybe yung pala yung isa sa mga ma-enjoy mo ring gawin, 'di ba, in the future. So meron tayong kasabihan na parang if you can't beat them, join them. But it doesn't follow, it doesn't apply all the time kasi pwedeng may negative connotation nun. But at least try to relate yourself to them. Try to understand kung bakit nga ganun yung nangyayari. And if you see na hindi talaga maganda yung nangyayari, na negative talaga yung impact, then you try to be the bigger person, the better person. And you can, just put that, be civil sa kanila. Just put that limit na, hanggang dito lang tayo, hanggang dito lang yung pwede natin gawin, or hanggang dito lang yung pwedeng mag-join ako sa inyo, or parang samahan ko kayo on what do you do. So it's all about, adjusting, at least collaborating with them, and, just being yourself, and do not be, do not think of yourself na parang ikaw lagi yung tama. It's not the reality. So, yeah, yun.
Thank you, Ms. Ruby. I understand. Pero we couldn't also change the fact po na meron talagang applicants or employee na they resign from work because of toxic coworkers po.
Mm-hmm.
And if they ask for help po sa higher management, parang sometimes ito pang employee na to yung mga napapasama.
Nagagang up. Yeah, actually. It happens. It happens. Unfortunately, meron din talaga mga politics in terms of the workplace. And these are the things that you cannot really avoid, or that you cannot really have a control with. But at the end of the day, if you think hindi na talaga tama, just channel it to the right people. Go to HR, go to ER, the employee relations, so they can do something about it. Kasi syempre, at the end of the day, if hindi ka na productive, if naaapektuhan ka na hindi na maganda impact sa'yo, it would be an issue for the company. So, you just need to seek help lang to the right people. But it happens, yes, I agree with that.
Pag sobrang lala na po nung, for example, bullying around the company, may laws po ba para dito?
Yes, definitely. Definitely merong grounds for that. Depends on the code of conduct. Kaya it's very important din as an employee na babasahin natin yung code of conduct natin, yung manual natin sa company. We do not take that for granted kasi nga hindi naman natin alam pag napunta tayo sa sitwasyon na ganun, how can we respond, ano yung mga actions na pwede natin i-take. So definitely we are secured naman with a code of conduct na pwedeng mabigay na grounds dun sa certain behavior ng ating mga coworker or even our boss. So, yun.
All right. Thank you so much,
Mhm.
Ms. Ruby, Sir Mark. So, ayan, so
Sure,
to
you're
end the
welcome.
session, maybe you'd like to promote your vacancies po for our graduating students and for senior high school students.
Ayan, sige, I'll do it quick na lang muna, Sir Mark, ha? Ayan, so, in Factset, since we are a fintech company, so our position, or we hire for fresh grads and experienced candidates. So now we have a lot of openings for research analyst position. So we usually process applicants with a finance background, commerce, banking, accounting also. We would also need like office administration or any business related position or business related course. We also have client advisor solutions. So this is part of our sales team. Technically, we would want someone who can communicate clearly, who have a good communication skill, and who can express him or herself well, because you will be presenting yourself to the client. Then next is we also have software engineers. We have a lot of openings for our software engineers, so we also hire for fresh grads and experienced professionals. So yeah, those are the positions, urgent positions that we have.
Thank you, Ms. Ruby, Sir Mark.
I already did mention that earlier, but again, for our openings, just go to jobs180.com/transcom.
Thank you, Sir Mark, Ms. Ruby. Sobrang ganda ng hapon natin today. Sobrang dami naming learnings from Transcom and Factset. Thank you so much po. Sayang
Thank you for
time-bound na
having us.
session. So, thank you so much, Sir Mark and Ms. Ruby. Thank you po, ingat.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
so
always
much po.
inviting us.
Well, bye everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you po. All right, guys. So if you're interested to apply again at Factset, you may submit your resume link at www.chops180.com/factsetcareers, or you'd like to apply also to Transcom, you may visit chops180.com/transcom. Okay, so thank you everyone. So to officially close our program for today, may we invite Ms. Krena S. Vallador, RPM RGC Guidance Coordinator, for the closing remarks.
Good afternoon, Isabelans, alumni, invited guests, and everyone who is watching live from Jobs180.com's Facebook page, as well as SICM's Facebook page. The Guidance Center of Santa Isabel College of Manila would like to extend its gratitude to Jobs180.com for allowing us to be part of this Marketing Me Live program, where everyone who participated will surely benefit from the topics that our dear speakers discussed. I hope that what you learned from creating online applications with the help of Resume Link will be applied once you prepare to enter the career world, and that your knowledge with interview questions and understanding of your productivity and mental health will be evident even now as a student or as a job seeker in dealing with your daily endeavor. I also hope that after attending this event, you will be inspired to study harder, work on your career goals, explore different opportunities, and commit to pursue whatever it is that you want to achieve in the future. The pandemic may have caused a lot of shifts and changes, be it with your career goals, career decisions, and even with mental health issues. However, keep in mind that life goes on, and so are your goals and plans. So take significant actions for you to slowly work on it and reach your desired path. May the activity fuel your drive and motivation to pursue your dreams, enrich yourself with learning, and compel you to determine how your future self will make a difference in your family and community. Thank you, and have a blessed day ahead of you.
All right, so thank you so much, Miss Krena, for the closing remarks. There you have it, guys. We are done with the talk proper and successfully tackled all the topics for today's session. And please do not forget to evaluate this event. The link is flashed on your screen and is also available at the comment section. Please do evaluate. This will serve as your attendance for today's session. You will be having two attendance for today. First is the registration link given by jobs180.com and this evaluation link given by SICM or by Santa Isabel College of Manila. Please do evaluate before you guys leave. And we would like to thank each one of you guys for staying all throughout the event. We hope that the webinar helps you be prepared in the world of work. Chai and Chai, okay. We would like to thank SICM, Santa Isabel College of Manila, especially Miss Crena Vallador and Miss Clarissa San Antonio for collaborating with Jobs 180. We would like to thank also the following sponsors for today's session. You may check our page for more career opportunities. Again, it's www.jobs180.com. And again, Jobs 180 is looking for OJTs or internships. If you're interested, to submit your resume link at jobs180.com/jobs180. And we are also hiring for customer support officer and IT officer for web development. Again, please submit your resume link at jobs180.com/jobs180, or you may email us at info@jobs180.com. It's info@jobs180.com. Again, please watch out for the next set of webinars we are going to host for. Please check our Facebook page for the topics that will be discussed, and you are welcome, guys, to join in on those sessions too. So the program is finally concluded. This is your host, Joyce Katakutan. We will see you soon and have a great afternoon. Ingat, everyone!
At Greenfield, land is our legacy. Our founders have nurtured these prized possessions for years. As stewards of these crown jewels, we develop these lands into communities that will remain relevant throughout the years. Simultaneously working with nature while employing the latest in technology. We provide spaces for leisure and opportunities for a thriving lifestyle. Venues where relationships grow and are nurtured. We build residential towers that are part of well thought out and planned communities. We build modern suburban cities with vast spaces for nature and an opportunity to live a fully connected and balanced lifestyle. we provide living spaces that flourish with life and heritage. From urban, connected yet nature-centric districts to suburban cities flourishing with greenery, our developments will remain relevant throughout the years. Let this be the legacy you bequeath to your children and your children's children. Let our land be your legacy.